Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Sem2.
1 minute, huh? So we are going live on
Sure.
this YouTube.
Sure, sure.
Arihant Siddh Sur Upadhyay Sadhu Sarva अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाय स्तुति को उच्चारी है धन्य धन्य तुमी से काज सब आज भयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है. So today we are going to complete the last chapter, 32 wishful reflections. It's written by Acharya Amit Gati, and it was written around 1050. That means in the 11th century. So far we have seen that in this 32 wishful reflections, initially from 1 to 4.
Rajesh Bhai,
Yeah.
sorry. Do you want to wait a bit because there's only me and you on this chat today?
But they will catch up on recording. What else we can do?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So from stanzas 1 to 4, the seeker, it shows that what the seeker wants. So in the very first stanza, we have 4 bhavnas: Maitri, Pramod, Karuna, and Madhyasth. And then from 5th to 10th, okay, the seeker relates his mistakes and whatever sins he has done, he is reflecting those sins also. And he has made a very big list of whatever he has done due to ignorance, all sorts of mistakes and blemishes. So from 5 to 10, he has enumerated all those. And you can see that very small, one-sensed jeev, they also get killed when you don't observe awareness, and so there's a lot of violence. We never know what kind of sins we are committing. Sometimes we do know, but sometimes most of the time we don't know. Like when you are driving a car. So even if you walk, we do see that maybe 2 cents to 3 cents insects at least don't die. Okay, they don't come under our foot. That much care we take when we walk. But when we are driving the car, and that also in a very full speed, so you don't know how many insects have been killed. So this was one example. There are many other examples also, which we do on a day-to-day basis, and still we are not aware that what kind of violence we are going through. So all those forms this list of the mistakes and the blemishes that the seeker has done, and he is very frank in telling everything, whatever wrong things he has done in his life. And coming to the 11th verse, there is a turnaround in his life, and this is the time when he becomes aware of his consciousness. He is realizing himself. So the path of liberation starts from here. And from 12 to 17, we saw that there are two viewpoints from which you have to see the God. One is the Aryant and Siddh, who are regarded as God, and one is our own soul, who is also here regarded as God from the real point of view. And Aryant and Siddh Bhagwan is God from the conventional point of view. So that was all about from 12 to 17. And today we will be starting from 18, and 18 to 21 will be about the Apt or the Tirthankar or the omniscient. So under the God, that is Dev, we have Aryant as well as Siddh. Both are Dev. But when it comes to Apt, so there must be the three qualities for someone to become an Apt, to fall into that category. And that is, he must be omniscience, he must be passionless, complete passionless, and Sarvagna, Vitrag, and Hitopdeshi. So he should also deliver the sermons, the divine sound. So that is the difference between Apt and the Siddh Parmesti. So Siddh Parmesti doesn't have the third quality of preachings or delivering the sermons, because Siddh Bhagwan is without body, and Apt or the Aryant Paramatma is with the body, and so this divine sound comes out of it from the whole body, not from the mouth, but from the whole body. So now from 18 to 21, you will be having the Apt as the conventional God from the conventional point of view, and our own soul as the Apt from the real point of view. Okay, our own soul, pure soul. So we begin from 18. कर्म कलंक अछूत न जिसका, कभी छू सके दिव्य प्रकाश, मोह तिमिर को भेद चला जो, परम शरण मुझको वह आप्त. The Arhant, who is without the darkness of the karmas, karma kalank achut na jiska. So the Arhant, who is without the darkness of the karmas and who had achieved the greatest glory of the soul, moh timir ko bhed chala jo, hai na? So he has conquered the darkness of the moh, Monia Karm. So Monia Karm is king of all the karmas, as you know. So this Aryant or the Apt, he has conquered all the Ghati karmas. Ghati karmas means soul obscuring karmas. So he has conquered all the 4 soul obscuring karmas, and he has manifested 4 qualities: complete knowledge, Ananta Gyan, then Ananta Darshan, complete perception, then Ananta Sukh and Ananta Virya. Anant Sukh is infinite bliss, and Anant Virya is infinite power. So he has achieved the greatest glory of the soul. So what would be the greatest glory of the soul? To manifest the perfect knowledge. Okay. And that is on the 13th stage of spiritual development, when the soul becomes an Aryan. So he's still having a body, but he has conquered all the soul obscuring karmas. So now only aghati karma, non-soul obscuring karmas are left, and but he has manifested pure, complete bliss, complete knowledge, complete perception, and complete energy or power. And I take shelter in that Apt or Paramatma, Apt or Arihanta. 19th one, जिसकी दिव्य ज्योति के आगे फीका पड़ता सूर्य प्रकाश, स्वयं ज्ञानमय स्वपर प्रकाशी, परम शरण मुझको व आप्त. The light of the sun itself degenerates in the presence of luminous frame. So the light of the sun, okay, itself degenerates in the presence of luminous frame. Luminous frame matlab the light of the pure soul of the Arhant Paramatma, of that illuminator of the self and the non-self. Swayam Jnanamai Swapar Prakasi. So of that illuminator of the self and the non-self, whom I implore to grant me refuge. Implore means pray. So whom I pray to grant me refuge, or who can give me shelter. So this is again apt. 20th one. जिसके ज्ञान रूप दर्पण में स्पष्ट झलकते सभी पदार्थ. All the substances are reflected in the sentience of that Lord of the universe. Okay. So all the substance with its qualities and with all types of modifications. All types of modifications means past modifications, present modification, and the future modification. So the omniscient in his knowledge can see what you were 1000 births ago, what you will become in the next birth. He knows everything, not only about the soul, but all the other substances. What this pen, what will be the particles of this pen will become in the next phase. Okay, so he knows everything. Okay, जिसके ज्ञान रूप दर्पण में, so his omniscient knowledge that reflects each and every substance on this earth. आदि अंत से रहित शांत शिव, परम शरण मुझको वह आप्त. Who is eternal? Adi Ant means eternal, which has no beginning and which has no end. Calm. Calm means shant, peace, serenity. Adi Ant se rahit, shant and Shiv. Shiv means the bliss, and he is showering bliss on all the creatures. So this is a way of saying a prayer, but actually the Lord never showers bliss on any creature. The creature itself, following the path of the Lord, manifest bliss on its own. So then it is said that the Lord has showered bliss on all the creatures. But our Lord never does anything for anybody. Okay. But it is the language that is spoken of when we are praying, Lord. So this is kind of the language that we use, that you are the person who is going to save us from this worldly ocean, and we can be happy by taking your shelter, and so many other talks, So these are all from the conventional point of view. From the real point of view, the Lord does not do anything because he himself is an observer. So his job is only to observe, but not to do anything for anybody. In fact, nobody can do anything for any other person. All are independently doing on its own, and nobody requires any support from anybody else, because they all are fulfilling in themselves. So when they are fulfilling, they do not lack any kind of qualities or any other thing. So why should they seek help from anybody else? So everyone is quite capable of performing his own task, and nobody requires any other's help. So this omniscience, in his knowledge, the whole universe is reflected, but he is eternal calm, and he is showering bliss on all the creatures. And this kind of Lord, I pray to grant me shelter. I pray to grant me refuge. The last one, 21 of this 4 about the omniscience. जैसे अग्नि जलाती तरु को. Okay. So as the fire destroys, fire burns the trees, जैसे अग्नि जलाती तरु को, तैसे नष्ट हुए स्वयमेव. Similarly, the karmas have been destroyed on their own. भय विषाद चिंता सब जिसके. So fear, desire and anxieties, he has destroyed all. Param Shuran Mujhko Vahdev. So he has destroyed all fear, desire and anxieties with the fire of his sentience. Okay. That Almighty Supreme Being is my refuge and my ambition. Okay. So I seek shelter in that Lord. Okay. This is from the conventional point of view. From the real point of view, my own soul is the only refugee or the only thing that is worth taking shelter in. So this is from the real point of view. So as the Arihant has destroyed all fear, desire and anxieties, similarly, I can also, by taking shelter in my own soul, can destroy all the karmas, and my fear, desire and anxieties will also be destroyed. Now from 22 to 31, here the seeker asks for self-absorption, and be passionless from all the worldly objects. 3 चौकी शील शैल शिखर नहीं आत्म समाधि के आसन. So 1 minute. 3 is grass. Chauki is a small wooden chauki, chauki, we call it chauki, chota takht, where we can sit. Shil, shell. So shil is shila, the rocks. Shell is parvat. Shikhar, top of the parvat. Okay. Nahi atma samadhi ke asan. So these are not the places where I can do my meditation or penance. Sanstar. Sanstar means santhara. संस्तर पूजा संग सम्मिलन नहीं समाधि के साधन. So what will be a means to attain samadhi? Samadhi means when you die, you are in the stage of equanimity. Okay, so these are not the places where we can do our meditation. And by offering penances, okay, on tops of mountain or collecting other means of samadhi. So these are not the instruments or tools for attaining samadhi. Okay. So samadhi can be attained by just concentrating, focusing on the self. Okay. So when we focus on the self, the karmas automatically get destroyed, and we are automatically manifesting equanimity or the passionless state in our modifications. 23. इष्ट वियोग अनिष्ट योग में विश्व मनाता है मातम. The whole world laments the loss of desirables and the company of undesirables. So matam means dukh, sin, miseries, sorry. The whole world laments the loss of desirables and the company of undesirables. हे सभी है विश्व वासना उपादेय निर्मल आत्म. However, all the passion towards this world is an evil. The soul alone is worth our being. Okay, so soul is the only thing that I can take shelter in, and the all kind of passions, okay, towards this world is an evil. It is not worth taking shelter in. Our soul is the only worth taking shelter in. 24th, बाह्य जगत कुछ भी नहीं मेरा. Nothing in the external world belongs to me. और न बाह्य जगत का मैं. I do not belong to that world. यह निश्चय कर छोड़ बाह्य को. Having decided this, and abandon the non-self. Okay. So यह निश्चय कर छोड़ बाह्य को. All external things, leave all external things. मुक्ति हेतु नित स्वस्थ रमे. I rest in my own blissful being for the purpose of getting liberated, mukti hetu. Okay, so to get liberated, I am taking shelter in my own soul. Okay, and when I take shelter in my own soul, I leave all the external things. So I am totally different from this external world, and that external world does not, and I do not belong to that world. 25th one. अपनी निधि तो अपने में है, बाह्य वस्तु में व्यर्थ प्रयास. Okay. So apni nidhi, we also say no in the end, nij nidhi nij mein batai. So what was all about our wealth? You know, this is the spiritual wealth that the author, the Acharya, is talking here about. It is a spiritual wealth. We have infinite number of qualities in each of us. Okay, that is our nidhi. So it was there in us only, but the Jinvani just told us that you are yourself a Paramatma. Okay, so that's why we say that apni nidhi apne mein batai. So it was within us, but we never knew it. And just because we never knew it, what we are, we were always begging to the five sensory objects that please give me happiness, give me happiness, give me happiness. But they never had happiness in them. So we were not able to get satisfied from any kind of external sensory objects. So apni nidhi to apne mein hai, bahya vastu mein vyarth prayas. The fountain of happiness lies within. Attempts outside are all meaningless. So any attempts on outside are all meaningless. जग का सुख तो मृग तृष्णा है, झूठे है उसके पुरुषार्थ. Joys of the world are like mirage. You know, mirage in a desert. So the haran or the deer would see that there is water at a very long distance. So since he was thirsty, so he will go running there, and when he reaches that place, he sees that there is no water. Now again he sees at a long distance the sand, the reflection of the sun on the sand, that appears to be water for the deer. So again he runs and goes there, and again there is no water. So similarly, he keeps on running, and at the end he dies, but he never gets a drop of water. Similarly, joys of the world are just like mirage. There is no joy in this world. There is no joy in any of the worldly state of existence. Okay, whether you become a heavenly being or you become a human being, but there are no joys in this world. Everyone is suffering from some sort of miseries. Okay, so we will be reading who is suffering what kind of miseries when we read Chadala. Okay, so in the next sem only we are going to study Chadala. In there, all the 4 states of existence, what kind of miseries each one is suffering. So once you realize that we have suffered a lot, and then you feel the importance of this human life, and then you are able to focus more on your purpose in this life. Okay. Otherwise, people are spending time, wasting time, not spending time, but I would say wasting time in different things which are not going to be any use to them, but they are wasting their time. So the fountain of happiness lies within. Attempts outside are all meaningless and futile. Joys of the world are mirage, and so are our attempts to achieve them. So as there is no joy in this world, just like there is no water in the desert, okay? But we still feel just like that deer, that there is a water in the distance. And so all our attempts to achieve them are also futile, not worth, meaningless. 26th one, अक्षय है, शाश्वत है, आत्मा, निर्मल ज्ञान स्वभावी है, जो कुछ बाहर है, सब पर है, कर्माधीन विनाशी है. How is the soul? The soul alone is indestructible. Okay. The soul alone is indestructible, eternal, sentient, and faultless. Okay. So the soul is a permanent entity. It never dies or it never takes birth. It is there since time, immortal. Akshay hai, shashwat hai. Akshay means indestructible. Shashwat means eternal. Nirmal Gyan Sabhavi. Nirmal is faultless and Gyan Sabhavi is sentient being. The soul alone is indestructible, eternal, sentient, and faultless. All that is outside is non-self. So for me, apart from my soul, everything else is non-self, transitory, and dependent upon the karmas. जो कुछ बाहर है सब पर है, पर मतलब non-self, कर्माधीन, okay, dependent upon the karmas, and vinashi hai, transitory, okay. 27. तन से जिसका ऐक्य नहीं, हो सुत तिय मित्रों से कैसे, okay. चर्म दूर होने पर तन से रोम समूह रहे कैसे. How can one regard his body as different, regard his kith and kin as his own? So when this body is not our, anyone related to this body, like my wife, my son, my father, my mother, my family, you know, so how they are going to be my own? So they are not my own. When my body is not my own, all the relations that are to that body are also not my own. Charma dur hone par tan se, just as if one skin is removed, all the hair thereupon are automatically removed. Rom samu rahe kaise. So if we remove the skin of our body, then all the hair thereupon, so all the hair which are planted on the skin, okay, they will also get removed. Similarly, the omniscient or the God, he doesn't have oneness with anybody. (28) महाकष्ट पाथा जो करता पर पदार्थ जड़ दे संयोग, मोक्ष महल का पथ है सीधा, जड़ चेतन का पूर्ण वियोग. Those who associate themselves with non-self bodies experience various displeasures. So he suffers a lot. Okay. Moksha mahal ka path hai seedha. That self and non-self are absolutely different is the real way to the palace of Nirvana. Okay. So what would be the real way to get to the palace of salvation? Okay. Where the seed per mystery resides. So the self and the non-self. We have to practice discriminative knowledge between the self and the non-self. They are absolutely different. And if we are able to realize that, then we can practice discriminative knowledge and realize ourselves, and we can start the path of liberation. Now the 29th one. जो संसार पतन के कारण उन विकल्प जालों को छोड़ निर्विकल्प निर्द्वंद आत्मा फिर लीन उसी में हो. One should therefore leave the illusion of worldly attachments and aversions. Okay. So one should leave the illusion of worldly attachment and aversions and dive deep into the passionless ocean of our supreme being. निर्विकल्प निर्द्वंद आत्मा फिर लीन उसी में हो. Okay. So one should therefore leave the illusion of worldly attachments and aversions and dive deep into the passionless ocean of our supreme being. थर्टियथ वन. स्वयं किए जो कर्म शुभाशुभ फल निश्चय ही वे देते. Whatever deeds have been done by us, they definitely bear their fruit. Okay. करे आप फल दे अन्य तो स्वयं किए निष्फल होते. There is nobody else who awards, rewards, or punishments for our action. So, whatever deeds we have done and whatever the binding of the karma that we have done, we only have to bear the fruit of it. Nobody else can take our responsibility of experiencing the fruits of the karmas. So our action and our binding and the rise of that karma, and when that karmas rise, we are only going to suffer. We are going to experience that feeling. So it is not that I will do all the karmas, I will do all the wrong things, and my parents will suffer on behalf of me, or my children will suffer on behalf of me. That is not possible. Who has done the karma, he will only have to bear the fruits of it. 31. अपने कर्म सिवाय जीव को कोई न फल देता कुछ भी. Okay. So whatever karmas that you have bound, that are only going to give you fruition. If somebody else has bound some karma, then that karma are going to give fruit to that person only. Okay. अपने कर्म सिवाय जीव को कोई न फल देता कुछ भी. Nobody gives us any kind of punishment or suffering. पर देता है यह विचार तज स्थिर हो छोड़ प्रमादी बुद्धि. Let us therefore cease thinking, stop thinking that some other being shall deliver the goods to us. So we should be very alert, okay? And whatever karma we have bound that are going to come to us when the time comes for fruition, and we are only going to suffer from the results of those karmas. So we should contemplate and think on those lines, that whatever karma we are binding now, that we only have to face the fruition of those karmas. Nobody else will bear the fruit on behalf of us. Last one. निर्मल सत्य शिव सुंदर है, अमित गति वह देव महान, शाश्वत निज में अनुभव करते, पाते निर्मल पद निर्वाण. Amit Gati Acharya says that our Lord is pure, good, beautiful. Nirmal is pure. Satya means truth. Shivam means Shivam actually means the eternal bliss. And Sundar means beautiful. And here Shiv means great. So Amit Gati says that our Lord is pure, good, beautiful, and great. शाश्वत निज में अनुभव करते, those who cherish him in their souls and identify themselves with him attain perfection. So शाश्वत निज में अनुभव करते, पाते निर्मल पद निर्वाण. So those people who always experiences thyself will get liberated. Those who cherish him in their souls and identify themselves with him attain perfection. Okay. So this was all about the 32 wishful reflections. And you have seen that in each verse, the seeker is asking from something or the other from the Lord. So first he has already shared with God all the mistakes that he has done in the past, and he truly repents from them. And now he wants to improve upon that, and he wants to live a very good life like the Aryans were there earlier like us. And they rose from that situation, and they followed the path as enumerated by the Panch Parameshtis, and walking on the path of liberation, they also attain liberation. So if we also follow the footsteps of the Lord or the Aryant Paramatma, we will also be getting benefit and getting liberated. Okay. So this was all about the 32 wishful reflections. If anybody has any questions, you can discuss right now. Otherwise, I will discuss something about the Das Lakshan Parva that is coming up. Okay. So if anyone has any questions, let's finish that question first, and then we will move on to the Das Lakshan Dharma.
Okay, Jai Jinendra.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding number 29, and my question is quite wide, because it says in English, the second sentence, and dive deep into the passionless ocean of our supreme being. So recently, I think, I was listening to Vivekji, and he talked about this in one of his lectures as well, where you have to look within and dive deep into yourself. That is such a nice thing in the way it's written, but it's also so difficult to do that. So when you're reflecting within yourself, what is that reflection? How do you dive deep?
So first you have to identify yourself. Okay. Once the object is identified, then only you can concentrate on that. Okay. So the first step would be identification of our own soul. And once you have the right knowledge and the right faith, the right conduct automatically follows. You will be tempted to go to your soul, take shelter in that soul time and again, just because you have tasted that eternal bliss, the taste of that eternal bliss. Okay. So definitely you would like to go concentrate on the self, but because of the passions, okay, and the charitra monia karma, you are not able to concentrate on the self as you would have desired. But nevertheless, all the seekers do have this uh, intent to, concentrate on the self. Okay. So when he becomes a monk, then the level of concentration always increases. And that is the time where we can say that he is practicing the right conduct. But the path of right conduct starts from the fourth spiritual stage itself, but the frequency is very low. So in the Charnan Yoga Grantha, it is said that actual charitra takes place only when you are in the sixth and seventh stages of spiritual development. But we know that it starts from the fourth. Of course, the frequency is less, duration is less, doesn't matter, but it starts from the fourth. So when your faith becomes right, your knowledge becomes right, then the conduct also becomes right.
Okay, thank you.
So this is how you dive deep into your own soul. Okay. So initially it is difficult, to concentrate on the self, but with practice, you attain a certain level of proficiency in that, and then you really enjoy it.
So can it happen to us in this stage at where we are right now? Can we do that?
So there are limitations given. So if you are in the fourth stage, okay, then every 6 months, maximum in a 6 month, you have to experience yourself once. And if you are not able to experience yourself once in 6 months time also, then you again become a deluded soul. Okay. So the frequency should be that you experience yourself once, maximum time. This is a maximum time of 6 months, once every 6 months. Okay. Then if you are in the fifth stage of spiritual development, every 15 days you will experience yourself once. Okay. So this is again a maximum time. That was also a maximum time of 6 months. Now it is 15 days. So you can say for the fourth stage, anything between the 15 days and 6 months is the time frame for the fourth stage. For the fifth stage, anything between and Antar Murat and 15 days is the time frame for fifth stage. And for the sixth, seventh stage, they are supposed to experience themselves every 48 minutes. Okay? So these are the maximum levels. So if a monk does not experience himself for 48 minutes, then his spiritual stages also decline. He then moves on to the fifth one or the fourth one, or maybe he can become the first one also. He can come down to the first stage of spiritual development also. So this is all very independent. And again, from the first stage, he bounces back and within a time frame of 48 minutes, within 48 minutes, he again get into the steps ladder of Sapak Shreni, okay, and he attains omniscience. So everything is happening in a within 40 spare of 48 minutes. But those are all happening into the stage when you are become a monk. But for the fourth or fifth one, the limitations are like that. For the fourth one, it is the maximum 6 months. And for the fifth one, it is 15 days. So if we are an householder and we are in the fourth stage, then you know the frequency will be for a long duration. For a long interval, you will be experiencing yourself. The intervals will be very long. And as you progress in the spiritual path, your gunasthan increases. So from fifth stage, you go to the fifth stage, then the frequency also increases of self-realization, and you are experiencing yourself more rapidly. And then when you become a monk, then it becomes mandatory to experience yourself every 48 minutes. So these are the time frame given in Komatsar Karma Kand. So, but this is all something that an omniscient can know.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. So now, this Das Lakshan Dharma is starting from 19th of this month. That is next Tuesday. So today is Wednesday. So next Tuesday will be the first day of our Das Lakshan Dharma. But as I said, we will start 1 day in advance. So we'll be starting from Monday, 18th of this month. And it will go on up to 28th. Okay. So 28th will be the last day. So 27th, we will finish that lecture of the last day. And then on the 28th, we will have nothing. And then the next Tuesday, we will have that Shamavani. Okay. So that is a very important chapter. And it is there in the Das Lakshan Dharma itself. So that we'll be doing the next Tuesday after the festival is over. Okay. So 28th will be the last day, and we will not have class on that day because we are doing that 1 day in advance. So now we'll meet up on Monday, 7:45. So Monday we will have from 7:45 to 8:45, 1 hour class. And from Tuesday onwards, it will be a 45-minute class. I may take 5-10 minutes extra, but not more than that.
Jai Jinedraji.
Yeah.
Is it possible to have the class from 9 p.m. onwards?
Because 9 p.m. everyone will have in their temple, no? Some Vidwans are always coming. So,
Okay.
So in our temple also, Vivekji from Chindwada is coming. So I will also go to listen to.
Okay.
So that's why I'm taking this from 7:45 to 8:30.
Will you be recording these as well for the
Yeah,
Das
yeah.
Lakshan?
We will have
Okay,
recording. Yeah.
thanks.
So anybody misses out, they can catch up on recording. Now today there is nothing, but still we are only 4 people. So I don't know what others are doing now. So one thing I have observed with my experience, that one who does not attend the live class is not able to understand it properly. You know, we have some students now in the fifth year, last semester they are doing it. But if you ask him two simple questions, I think they will not be able to answer. Okay. Just because they never attended the class, and when you are listening from a recording, some call may come, somebody else can disturb, and that recording is going on. So the our knowledge, the scriptural knowledge, is not something that you can attend while walking and talking and doing other household chores. It is not like that. You have to sit and listen in a very concentrated manner. Then you will be able to know the essence of the uh, scriptures or the talks that are going on. Otherwise, it is all very superficial, and you may come first because you have got a very high intellect, and your logic power and all is very good. But if you don't practice, if you don't come live on class, you will not be able to reap the benefit of this 5 years effort. So I would insist everyone to join the class. And if you are not joining, at least you should give us the reason why you are not joining. Okay. So Aditi ji, you just put a message on the group that whoever is not attending the class should inform me individually, not in the group. Okay. Individually, why you are not attending the class, and what is the alternate arrangement that you have made, how we are going to catch up. So,
during the Daslakshana Dharma of that period, I have my work till 8:30. That's the reason I'm asking. All the days I have it till 8:30.
So you catch up on recording, because if I do it late, then I will be missing on the live lecture.
Is it possible to start earlier, like 4 or 5 like that? If it is okay for everyone. If it is okay for everyone.
So let's ask in the group. I don't mind 4 or 5. I don't mind. But I think most of the people in India are always busy with the,
family life,
cooking, cooking, family life, kids, and all not. So the evening time is good, and like I know that in South you do those pujas and everything in the Das Lakshana, but you manage on recordings.
Okay, thank you.
This Das Lakshana one was for self-study, but still thought that this is such a good topic that it is study on ourselves. You are not that matured enough now to catch it up. Okay. So that's why I thought I will take the classes. And because the atmosphere is also of Das Lakshana Dharma, so those days are really special when the atmosphere and the environment also becomes very conducive to, manifest this kind of sentience. So we will be doing it one religion at a time. So the first one will be Uttam Shama, then Uttam Mardav, Arjav, Soch, Satya, Sanyam, Tap, Tyag, Ankinchan, and Brahmacharya. So we have a book in English, okay, which has been published from PTSD, and there is a soft copy that I have shared. Okay, you have the soft copy?
Yes, sir.
So you
we have it.
So you again share it on maybe 2-3 days down the line by Sunday. So people will, download if somebody is not having, somebody has joined late also. So that is one thing. And anything else?
Yeah, Guruji, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Regarding the concept clarity paper, we are supposed to write a myth buster of about half a page.
Right.
Is that myth buster related just to that chapter or the entire book?
No, it is related to that chapter only.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So most of the classes, they give the entire book to write the summary. But I feel that if you write the entire book, you will be writing little bit of everything. So it is better that you do a particular chapter. So at least you are very thorough, and this chapter of 7 fundamentals is very important. If you are able to capture the deep meaning of these 7 fundamentals, then it leads to self-realization. And our immediate objective is self-realization only. So that chapter is very important, and you will be studying it again and again. At least, I think that about the 7 fundamentals, you will study around 7 times, 7 times throughout the 5 years. So time and time again. So by the time you will be doing it for the last time, you will be absolutely an expert in that topic, and that will make your spiritual journey very easy and fulfilling.
Can we type it, G? Is it necessary that we have to write it by hand, or we can do typing also?
No. You can write it by hand. You can write in Hindi. You can write in English. You can write in Gujarati.
No, can we type it? Can we type it?
Yeah, type it. Most of them do
Okay.
type only nowadays.
Okay.
That is, people are more comfortable. My son completed a thesis on Anekant and Syadvad, but he never took a pen. It was all on laptop. So nowadays, people don't write with pen. But if anybody writing, he can scan that page and send me across, or he or she.
I'm going to try to set up Moodle.
Yeah. So you talked to Tanuji?
No, I didn't talk. I also saw right now that there is a guide already available. I was just, I will first go through that.
Yeah.
Actually, we are doing our Parishan right now.
Okay.
So we are fasting, and we are.
So it began from Tuesday, no?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. So
that is why this week I may not be able to do it, but I will do it.
So you can ask Vijalji also. She also knows how to do it. So it's not very hard, very easy. But
I still have to see it. I didn't get a chance to see it between work and this and everything. But
never mind, because even if somebody completes the paper, they will be anyway mailing it to me.
Correct. I think 2 people have done that. So
so no problem.
Once I learn it, even if I can't do it this time, so at least there is CC2, CC3 vesa.
Yeah, definitely. And that will be useful. Basically, this concept clarity is done for your own benefit, So when the next time you go through that notes that you have written, so in a glance, you can make out about the whole chapter. You don't have to read it again and again, because you have already highlighted the main points. And when you write something on your own about that chapter, you remember it more vividly, So it is always good to make your own notes, okay? And the time we make the notes, we also enjoy it, and it's a highly concentrated kind of work. So it is beneficial from all angles. Okay, so Uttam Shama to everyone. Before we start the Das Lakshan Parva, people do say that Man Vachan Kai, I'm just beginning this. So, and when they end also, they also again say that Michami Dukram and all. So we are also going to begin next week from Monday, okay? So I'll put a reminder again on Saturday about the Monday class, okay? So we'll meet up on next Monday, okay? निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, 9 बार नौकार मंत्र गिनेंगे। जय जिनेन्द्र।